Nobody is going to see this unless I can figure out how to share it. Nobody's here yet. We're going to get this figured out one way or another. My goodness. All right. This is just silly. Silly, I tell you, silly. Hey, David. I'm just trying to get this live thing working.
Pretty nice. Some good slack ass. You know it?
Trying to do a live stream for my subscribers and their internet is crap in here and I can't get on it. Oh, we got one person watching. It's ridiculous. Brought all this gear. Can't hook up to the internet. Doesn't do you any good. All right, one person's here. Let's see. Somebody, whoever's watching. Oh, it's me. It's me watching myself. It is.
Oh, that's good.
You know.
That was me.
Did you find the Kinko's and everything was fine?
Mm-hmm. It's all good. I got 6 letters.
Hey, look at that. We have one person in. Dave, come over here. I'm going to introduce you to the one person we have watching.
Oh, is this Grant? Hello, Grant. Hi, David. Are you Grant and David?
Oh, isn't this something? Josh says hi.
Hello, Josh.
He's from Tennessee.
Sorry. I mean, no, good Southern man.
Got some Mississippi guy over here. We'll see if anybody else joins us. You might get I had a bunch of people try to join on the original link. So I get in here, I set all this fancy crap up. First of all, it's darker than my ex-girlfriend's soul in this house. Got a light in the whole place. Second of all, the internet doesn't work. So now I'm trying to stream it from my iPad to everybody. I'm going to be abbreviated anyway. So, let's join in. Whoever joined in, just say hello. Let me know where you are. All right, Josh. I'll just kind of head up in there. So here's the deal: is we're down here in Austin because we got to testify tomorrow. I'm gonna pause that and look on here. We got to testify tomorrow. Get this bill. Try and get everything figured out. First of all, I'll apologize for the weird angles and the bad lighting and the probably bad audio and all that kind of stuff. I've got more and more people are joining. We got 5 now. 5, ooh, big numbers. I've got about 15, 20 minutes I'm going to have to blow through because we've got a dinner and a conference call to try, or scheduled to try and get all of this stuff kind of situated out. I'm watching the chat over here. If you're in this, give me a chat real quick just so I can make sure that that's showing up on this machine over here. That way, because it's not showing up on my iPad. That way I can see where you guys are. Bob Dole. Let me see. That's a little bit better. Okay. So Can't hear us. No sound. Well, what the heck? Can you hear me now? No sound for everyone. I may just be canceling this out. This is useless. It's about as useless gets. Okay, so I'm going to assume that because Josh said he could hear me, so I'm going to assume that some of y'all can hear me, and maybe there's something going wrong with the other one. I'm going to blow through a couple of questions. Okay, Matt says he can hear me. So, okay, cool. Sound is good. Look good. All right, so let me get to the questions that were put up in our email, as well as no, that's the wrong person. As well as stuff that hit our chat box. Let me bring that up. And then we will, like I said, be watching. Okay, so when buying a property with cash or private money with an exit strategy of wholetailing, are there any financing issues for the end buyers? Yeah, so I think it's FHA requires, they've got these anti-flipping laws in there to where you have to have title for, what is it, 180 days before you're allowed to sell it to somebody, which is with FHA, which is just stupid. I don't understand what the reason of that law is. But other than that, you should be fine. Conventional and that kind of stuff shouldn't be an issue on that. So that side of things is there. If I can get my dang questions up for you guys, I'll answer some more. I haven't had a chance to update everybody. Yeah, pink home buyers. It was a wild ride, but we're finally online and found you. We're here. Goodness knows we're here. I only have another 15 or 20 minutes though. I'm going to be blasting through these kinds of things because we've got. So I'm down here in Austin because we will be testifying tomorrow on this bill about the the wraps and all that kind of stuff. So unfortunately, I'm sorry if you just joined. It is not normally this crazy. We are typically very nice studio, very good audio, very good video. It's usually very good. But my bus pulled in at like 6:30, and we just got here, and I frantically set everything up, and then found out that the internet was stupid and not going to work. So here we are. If you were looking to do your first substitute deal, what would your first step be? Should you begin looking for leads or create a team of lawyers, insurance agents first? Be very careful not to come up with excuses for reasons not to take action. Always start marketing. Everything else will fall behind it. Always look for leads. Always go out, get the house. Everything else, you find the deal, the money, the lawyers, all that kind of stuff will fall behind it. Get your state promulgated form, Bob. I'm not sure which state you're in. Are you in Texas or are you in another state? Get your state promulgated form. Get a contract like that. Just do the best you can. Most of the time, these contracts are just as long as there's something on a piece of paper, it's going to be a binding contract. So just do the best that you can. Get it contracted, but do not let, because that's a slippery slope. You start saying, well, I need my team. Well, I need business cards. Well, I need an email address. Well, I need this. Well, I need that. Yeah, you can open that up. It's pretty stuffy in here. That AC's not working very well, is it?
I can't get there.
South by Southwest over here, so we're going to have a band playing like right there. You can leave it. That's all right, Dave. Hot pink home buyers, I can vouch, usually much better. Thank you for vouching, I appreciate that. But we do have the connections for you. Like if you're in Texas, that's one of the on insurance, on attorneys, all that kind of stuff. That's part of this community, part of what we have here, part of that weekly Q&A. But don't just go out and act. That's the thing that you need to do. Any suggestions on how to deal with sellers contract wise who want to stay in the property for a period of time after closing? So it's funny, I actually talked about that this morning on Bryce McKinley's podcast, or the REI Results, whatever, Academy podcast, which is I have a policy of not selling a house back to somebody, and because of our wonderful phrase of that just doesn't make business sense to us, that you guys have heard me talk about before, where we need to let them know that we are here to make money, and it does not make business sense for us. I'll see if I can lean this forward some, but I can't. It's not make business sense for us to let them stay in there because they've already proven that they can't afford the property. So I will start with like a 7-day time period where it's like, yeah, we're not here to kick you out on the street. We're not here to put a boot on your butt. But we can work with you. Typically, 7 to 10 days is enough time to pack up and get everything moved. And if they balk at that, which they will, because they're taking 6 months, then you can come up to it. But it depends on how good of a deal it is. If it's a really good deal, I'm more likely to let them stay in the house longer. If it's not that great of a deal, then we need to get moving on that and make it income producing. So typically, my cap is 6 weeks, right? If I'm going to allow them to stay in the house long enough for one of my first payments to hit, I need them out by the time that next payment hits. So they can stay in there 6 weeks, which gives me 2 weeks to rehab and load the property, hopefully, before somebody else is in. That's typically how I do that. And again, forgive me tonight, I'm going to be blasting through these things because I need to drop off in about 10 minutes. For those of you who are driving, I see more people popping in. So they're going to be short answers tonight. But again, it's because I'm out here fighting for everybody's rights in the legal system to try and get things going. We're down here. We've got some meetings that we got to do here in Austin. Given the meetings in Austin you've attended, are sub-2s with a wrap going to be allowed in the future? I don't know. We're going to see. We're fighting for that. That's what we're going to see. Don't ever freak out about something until something's passed. It could still pass the Senate and not pass the House. That's what happened 2 years ago. Is we got to it before it passed the House. It passed the Senate, didn't pass the House. Today or tomorrow we're going to be talking to the committees of the Senate. So it might still pass the Senate. We'll see. And it might pass the House. And if it does, then we'll adjust and we'll go from there. But I don't want anybody to freak out until we know what's going on. Now, whatever happens, it's going to go into play September. Okay, so that's when that's when we'll have to adjust what we're doing. But I will keep you guys apprised of what's going on there. Finding leads, any value in lists for Propelio, Real Estate IQ, etc. I know that you find value in Propelio, if only for the comps. But what about the leads list? Absolutely use it for the leads list. We actually stopped doing our own pool of those leads because Propelio was doing them, so it didn't make sense for me to be spending the time and money on my staff to pull those leads. They do it for us, so I use those Propelio leads. They're good leads. Real acquisitions as well is really good for their leads. I would like to hear more about your testifying. I didn't realize that people will testify associated with bills. Yeah, so what's happening is tomorrow they're going to have a hearing about this bill, and so a couple of us are going to go out there and actually talk in front of the legislators, in front of the committee, and say, look, we like the bill, everything's cool, we want to get out the bad apples, but there's a couple of things that are a little sweeping that we want to be very aware of and we want to be careful about, and this is why. And so we're going to give them our reasoning as to why we're worried about those things that we're worried about, and hope that and hope that we can delay the vote tomorrow is what we're shooting for. So that's what we're down here doing. I've been very blessed in being able to take some lead on that, but that's why we're here. All right, Rob says, that was Rob. Is there a specific amount of equity the property has to have to sell or finance? Look at this. We got two beasts walking in. Hello. We got Paul and Mr. Eddie Speed.
Hey, everyone.
So I brought all this fancy streaming crap. Yeah. The internet sucks. You can't. So I'm streaming from my iPad.
Okay.
It's like an hour to get there. But later. Get it done. All right. And guys, like I said, I'll have to be dropping out here in the next 5 minutes or so because we're about to be doing our meetings and stuff. Is there a specific amount of equity the property has to have to sell or finance? No, that's the beautiful thing about it. And I've got a rule of thumb that I like for people to stick to, but it's a rule of thumb, right? Rules of thumb are made because you might have a circumstance that says that it's good to break it. So my rule of thumb is take all the cash that it's going to take to buy that house, right? Whatever the arrearages are and all that kind of stuff, add that up. Okay, whatever money cash-wise you're going to put into that property when you acquire and close, I want you to double that number and have that much money in equity. Okay, but sometimes that's unreasonable. Sometimes somebody's $30,000 behind on a $100,000 house. It's unreasonable to accept or expect to have $60,000 worth of equity. So the next tier is take your debt, add it up, take the cash, add it up, put those two things together, and I want you to be in at around 82% of the ARV. Now, why might we break that? I get into houses all the time where I don't have any equity at all. But I've got a house, that I can think of right now where I'm making $750 a month on it, and I have zero equity. Well, that's a reason to not worry so much about the 2 times cash flow. It's because we have enough cash flow to make up for that. But you guys just got to kind of use your brain. On the flip side, I've got houses where I'm only making $50 a month, but I've got $80,000 worth of equity in it, right? So these rules of thumb are made to be broken, but they're a good, quick, and easy way to kind of analyze to see from a very ground level, is this worth doing? And happy to fight for you guys. Yes, absolutely. Everybody here is, and especially, I mean, guys, we've got so much to thank for like Eddie Speed and Mitch Steven. These guys don't really use the strategies that are going to be getting hit by this, but they put a lot of time and effort into the fight for this. And Paul and David, these guys are just, they're doing tons of business, not always necessarily stuff that's going to be hit by this, but they understand the importance of fighting for our rights, and that's why we're all down here. Mitch's partner Mike is on his way. Patrick, his partner, is on his way. They're going to be coming out here as well. So you're right, backing into the deal. That's how we look at it, right? We want to back into the deal, see if it still makes sense for us. I'm going to go through a couple of these questions, and then I think that might be. I'm going to prioritize y'all's chat. So if you chat a question, I will hop off of the email and get back to you. But how do you handle a seller's mortgage when it is longer than your wraparound? Do you sell to a new buyer with a 30-year? That's a great question. That's from Blake Bowling on the website chat. So here's the thing: is sometimes you'll have a modified loan that you're going to buy subject to that has like 36 or 38 or 40 years left on it. But you are going to be selling on a 30-year mortgage. The easy thing about that, I'm going to put my calculator here since I don't have our fancy 4-year loan at 4.5% for $100,000. That'd be a payment of $449. If you need to figure out what you need to do to make that amortize in the same time as your wrap, just change that 480 to 360 and then resolve for the payment. Before you were paying 449, now you're paying 506. So you're basically paying an extra principal adjustment of $56 a month in order to make your amortizations get the same payoff at the same time. It's a great question, and you will run into that. I call that being underwater on equity. Underwater on time. You can be underwater on equity, you can be underwater on time. Just re-amortize your re-amortize your sub too. I negotiated with the landlord for about an hour on a seller file. That's a really long question. I'm going to skip that. I'm sorry. While searching for houses, I've heard this line many times over, usually within the first minutes or two of the conversation. I'm not just going to give it away. How do you respond to this comment? Well, Rob, that's a great example of why seller financing is so important, is because we're not asking them to give it away. We can pay full price for it. We can pay 90, 95 to 100% of this property and still make it make sense. You're going to love this phrase I heard earlier today. So here's this phrase. They said, we can either sell it to you on your price and my terms, or my terms and your price, right?
That's good.
I really like that phrase, right? So if they're stuck on price, that's cool. Give them the price, but it's going to be on your terms, and you might have to amortize that out over 20 or 30 years. But if they are amenable to understanding how much more money they can make with interest, or how much better it is for them in the long run if they accept these payouts, then you can dictate those terms to really help the situation. So I'm just not going to give it away. Absolutely, I don't want you to give it away. All those other jokers want you to give it away. Let me show you what a wholesaler does. You pull out your phone and you show them what a wholesaler does. You sell out a wholesaler. You talk about that because you can buy on terms and you can outpay anybody. Because I don't care if you pay 105% of the value of that house. If it's on the right terms, you're going to make money on it. All right, last one from here. We've got one more minute. Hi, Grant. I'm a big fan of your Teach Me Something series. That's awesome. Thanks, Ben. When you buy a property sub-2, how do you get the bank to start sending you the statements instead of the original owner? Do you need something like limited power of attorney from the seller? Same applies for insurance. Yeah, there's a lot more to that, but I get the question. Yes, we get a POA, we get a authorization to release information. We're going to file both of those with the underlying lender bank. We're going to use the POA to change the mailing address from the seller's mailing address to our office mailing address. And that's how we get all the notifications going forward. Now, insurance, we're canceling the seller's insurance and we're putting a new insurance policy in place. That new insurance policy is going to go to whoever the owner of the property is. So if you're sub-2ing and renting, you're the owner of the property, that insurance policy is yours. If you're sub-2ing and wrapping, the owner is going to be your wrap buyer, and that's going to be the named insured. The insurance policy is going to be put into the escrow account over at the bank, but you're still listed as a secondary mortgagee on that file. You still have access to talk to everything on that. But yeah, it's absolutely imperative that in your POA, you have signed off an initial that they are going to allow you to talk with insurance, with the bank, and everything that has to do with 123 Main Street. That's the limitation of your power of attorney. There is a section in there that says we are limiting this power to, and we're going to say anything that deals with 123 Main Street. Okay? So we are going to do, I just saw one more question come in. It's 7:30. We've got to run. Two more questions. These are it. Rob Stokes, you're the last question. What do you do when insurance won't insure a property for your owner finance purchase price to the end buyer? Sometimes you can get an exemption. Most of the time when that happens, it's because like the roof is in bad shape or something. Maybe you can get a roof exemption that's going to allow them to still insure that property that might be a situation there. But usually, unless you sold it for way over what it should have sold for, that shouldn't be an issue. And if you need a specific exemption, you can get that. And here we are with our last question. Drum roll, please. Rob Stokes. I thought the deadline to SB 42 wording was last Friday. So the wording that was more friendly to us didn't make it in the bill. Are you testifying to block or still change that bill? So the wording, the phrasing of these bills, yes, everything has to be submitted by last Friday for the Senate side. Actually, maybe for the House side too. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just regurgitating what I've heard. But what's going to happen is they're going to hear the bill tomorrow in front of committee. That's what we're testifying about. We're saying, hey, we have presented a new piece of language that we think solves this issue. Please just pump the brakes. Don't put it to vote right now. Allow us to kind of put some language together that's going to make sense for everybody, and then put it to vote. That's what we're shooting for tomorrow. So it's not that amendments can't happen anymore. Amendments can still happen. It's that the senator had to submit a starting point for the bill as of last Friday. Any amendments that are going to happen from now on, if we can get them to hold off on the vote tomorrow, it's going to be we need another senator to sponsor those amendments, and then that will be put in front of everybody. Again, we're doing the best we can. This is a grassroots effort. We've got lobbyists in the right place. We've got all the right people doing all the right things, but it's government. It may not go our way. It might. We'll see what happens, right? So we'll be fighting for it tomorrow. Even if it passes in Senate, still has to go through the House, and then we'll be able to focus on amendments and everything in the House. So sorry, this was kind of a crazy, trying to get everything going. I wish the Wi-Fi here had been better. But thank you guys for being here. I'm going to go ahead and drop off. We're going to go get our stuff done and powwow for tomorrow.